Good morning, parents. Welcome to our video presentation of week 2. In front of you, you will see the home program. Now there's a home program for the yellow group as well as a home program for the red group. So if your child is in the yellow group, you will use the home program for the yellow group, which you would have received during this past week at Wednesday's drive-through. If your child is in the red group, you would have received either a homework file or a A4 sleeve with work with a home program for the red group. Please use this home program daily. There's home language that can be done daily, mathematics, life skills, physical education, as well as perceptual exercises. If you look at the 3rd of August, which will be tomorrow, you will see there's a section that says GDE book. We have sent the GDE books back of the learners previously, quite some time ago. On Monday the 3rd of August, it says that you can do page 12 and then in brackets, if not done yet. If it has been done already, don't worry, you can then just revise it. If it hasn't been done at all yet, then you are welcome to do it with your child. Please remember, the home programs are of utmost importance. This is your guide. If you do not understand your home program, please contact your class teacher, either myself or teacher Bernice for R2 or teacher Onkarabetse for R1, and they will assist you. Let's proceed. Parents, if you look at this page, this is your object chart for any apple. During week 2, which will start next week, we will learn more about for any apple, the phonic So if you look at this object chart, you will see that first at home your child can trace the for any apple, the capital letter as well as a small letter, with any color retractable crayon. That is what I will do now. Let's quickly trace the capital letter and then the small letter Parents, can you see that I've traced the for any apple, the capital letter as well as a small letter? And then after doing that, you and your child can do some shared reading at home, and you can do the following. You can say, for any apple, for apple, for ant, for arrow, for aeroplane, for anchor, for alligator. Please remember to focus on different words that starts with an A. Let's proceed to the next page. Then you will see an object chart with a D. You will be able to see a capital letter D as well as a small letter D. Now again, your child can trace the capital letter D as well as a small letter D with any color retractable crayon. I'm going to do that. First the capital letter, and then the small letter. Thereafter, you and your child can read the following the words together. You can say the for dippy duck, the for drum, the for duck, the for dolphin, the for deer, the for dots, and the for dog. It would be good maybe to challenge your child by asking him or her to please name a few more the words that he or she can think of. Let's proceed to the next page. Parents, our first worksheet for this week, week 2, which is also our home's revision week, is worksheet 1. Tracing a rainbow A. So we've done now our A for Annie Apple phonic chart. Now we are going to learn, and you are going to help your child. You're going to teach your child how to trace the letter A with different colored retractable crayons. I'm going to take my red. You are welcome to choose any color. And then your child is going to always start here by this dot, which I'm going to color red now. And then he or she is going to follow the arrows. While he or she is tracing the A, they can also say, let's trace a A for Annie Apple. You see all the way I'm following the arrows up to the top, and then I go down again. So now we're going to do it again with our second color, which is orange. Again, you can use any color that you would like your child to use. Again, your child will start at the red dot, and he or she can also say again, let's trace an A for Annie Apple. Parents, you will see that I'm going up, 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 up again, and then down. So now we've done it twice. Let's look for our next color. We can use dark blue. Let's start again at the red dot. Your child can say again with you, let's trace an A for Annie Apple. Slowly, he or she must try to stay on the dotted lines, go up and down again. And then our last color that we will use, remember, it is very important that your child will trace this A for Annie Apple about 4 times. Let's start again here at the red dot. Let's trace an A for Annie Apple. I always tell the learners in class, please do not rush while you do this and concentrate. Try to stay on the dotted lines and then down again. And parents, as you can see, then we are done with worksheet 1, tracing a rainbow A. Now we will proceed to the next worksheet, which is worksheet 2. Again, we will trace an A for Annie Apple. This time it will be a small A. If you look closely at this worksheet, you will see that it has again a head, tummy and tail. Remember, in grade R, we teach the learners to start writing in 3 lines as preparation for grade 1. So, you can go through the worksheet the way I'm doing it now on the video with your child. You can ask, remember the top line? What line is this? This is our headline. The middle line, what line is this again? Our tummy line. And the last line, the one here at the bottom, what line is this? This is our tail line. So let's trace a small A And as you will be able to see, it is in the middle line. It is in the tummy line. Let's read this first together with our child. A for Annie apple. And then again, you can, parents, choose any color, you or your child. And then he or she can start again here. We're going to make a red dot here by the arrow where we will start. And then we will say together. Let's trace an A for Annie apple. See, you go up and you go down again. This small parents, can only be traced once in one color. It is fine. Now let's look at the bottom of the worksheet. You will see here at the bottom, we've got 3 lines again. Our headline, our tummy line, and our tail line. And now we've got 4 small A's that we have to trace. Again, we can use a different color. Let's choose, I'm going to choose light blue now so that I can trace the small S at the bottom. Let's say our rhyme again while we trace the A for Annie apple. Let's trace an A for Annie apple. Please encourage your child to work neatly, to try to stay on the dotted lines while doing this, and also to trace the A slowly, not to rush. Let's do the second one. Let's trace an A for Annie apple. Again, let's trace an A for Annie apple. And then the last one, let's trace an A for Annie apple. Parents, the last thing that your child can do on this worksheet is then to color A for Annie apple. So that is what we will do now. I'm not going to color my whole picture, but just so that you know, it is always good to encourage our children to work neatly. Parents, we will now do worksheet 3, tracing a rainbow dip. Again, your child will start at the red dot. We will trace this rainbow dip in 4 different colors. So we will start on the red dot, and while we do it, we will say, let's trace a D for dippy duck. It is of utmost importance that your child stays on the dotted lines at all times. Let's trace a D for dippy duck. Now we're going to use our second color. Again, you can choose any colors that you would like to use. Let's trace a D for dippy duck. Our third color, let's trace a D for dippy duck. And then our last color, we can say again, let's trace a D for dippy duck. Parents, when your child is done with the worksheet, it should look more or less like this one. Let's proceed to worksheet 4. Our next worksheet that we will do is worksheet 4. Let's trace a small dip. When looking at the worksheet, you will see again our headline, the top line, our tummy line, the middle line, and our tail line, the bottom line. Now you and your child will do some shared reading. The for Dippy Duck. Let's start on the dot. And let's take any colored retractable crayon. And let's trace our D for Dippy Duck. Again, please try to stay on the dotted lines. Alright, then when looking at the bottom of the page, you will see four Ds that need to be traced as well. And again, we can revise. This is our headline, the top line. This is our tummy line, the middle line. And this is our tail line, the bottom line. Let's take a different color retractable crayon and trace our D for Dippy Duck. Let's trace a D for Dippy Duck. Let's trace a D for Dippy Duck. Let's trace a D for Dippy Duck. And then our last one, parents. When the worksheet is finished, it will look like this. Let's proceed to worksheet 5. Now we will trace the small a and the small d together. We are going to revise the two letters, the two phonic letters that we learned about during the course of the week. Before doing this worksheet, it will be good to go back to the object charts that we did at the beginning of the video. Revise the a, revise the d, and then thereafter your child can do the tracing a small a and the worksheet. Let's first read again, do some shared reading with your child. A for Annie apple. Let's look again. The top line is the headline, the middle line is the tummy line, and the bottom line is the tail line. Let's trace an A for Annie apple. Now this is a small A. It will be a bit more difficult for your child to trace. Again, please don't rush him or her. Please allow him or her to do this slowly and encourage him or her to work neatly. So I'm doing my first line in brown, and then I'm using another color for my second line. Let's trace an A for Annie apple. Again. Try always remind your child, please, to start here on the dot. Let's trace an A for Annie apple. And as you can see, there's a nice picture of A for Annie apple. Your child can also color this picture when finished with the wall worksheet. At the bottom of the worksheet, you will see, you can read this together with your child. D for Dippy Duck. Again, the top line is the headline. The middle line is the tummy line. The bottom line is the tail line. Let's take another color now so that we can trace our D for Dippy Duck. Remember to remind your child that he or she should start at the dot. Your child should start at the correct starting point in order for him or her to trace the D correctly. Please do it slowly and try to stay on the dotted lines. Now I'm going to choose another color to do my last row of this. Let's trace a D for Dippy Duck. When after completing this diff or dippy duck, your child can then also color the diff or dippy duck. We are now done with worksheet 5. Now we will look at worksheet 6. Worksheet 6 is our Tracing a Rainbow 9 worksheet. Before doing this worksheet, it will be good to do this first concretely. Do the following with your child. Ask your child, what number is this? Your child should then be able to say, this is number 9. Let's clap our hands 9 times. Let's show 9 with our fingers. This is 9 fingers. Let's quickly take out 9 crayons and count them. Then your child can pack 9 crayons on the table and count them from left to right by pointing towards it. Now we will start again at the red dot. We can take any colored retractable crayon and we will trace the rainbow number 9. I'm starting here and I'm following the arrows. It is very important that your child stays on the dotted line. Like this. Let's go up, up, up. And then down again. Now we take another color. We're going to trace the rainbow 9 with 4 different colored retractable crayons. I'm starting each time at the red dot and I'm trying to trace on top of the color that I used before. Now we go up and we go down again. Now I'm going to use my third color. Remember, you can use your own colors as long as you use 4 different colored retractable crayons. Now I'm going to trace on top of my orange 9 as well. And I go down. And then my last color that I will choose is brown. I'm going to start on the red dot again. See the word there, start, that's where you should start. And I'm going to trace one last time. Again, let's go down and turn and up, 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 up. And then down again. Parents, when looking at my hand, when I'm busy tracing the rainbow number 9, you will see that I'm not lifting up my hand when doing this action. Your child should also not lift up his or her hand. Now we are done with worksheet 6. We will now do worksheet 7. Worksheet 7 is our small rainbow tracing number 9 worksheet. When looking at this worksheet, you will see that we've got pictures, we've got the number 9, and we've got the word 9. Before doing this with your child, it will be a good idea, again, to revise with him or her. Let's clap our hands 9 times, or let's click our fingers 9 times. Or let's count 9 crayons, which your child will pack out on the table in front of him or her like this. I'm going to pack out 9 crayons. And then your child will count these crayons with his or her finger from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many crayons have you counted? 9. Let's proceed now. We will count the bees that you can see on the page in front of you. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many bees can you see? 9. What number can you see on the worksheet in front of you? Number 9. Parents, so we have to trace the small rainbow number 9 now. As I said, you can use any colored retractable crayon. See, I'm starting at the red dot every time, going around, down, up and down again. So now I'm tracing my rainbow number 9s again. Parents, then after that, you and your child can read the word 9. So let's look again. We've got 9 bees here at the top because we've counted them already. This is number 9. This is the word 9. Now your child can color the 9 bees at the top, and then he or she will be finished with worksheet 7. Let's proceed now to worksheet number 8. Parents, this is worksheet number 8. Before your child actually will do it, it will be good to first do the concepts of many and few with concrete objects. I've got small forks and small teaspoons with me. I want to show you. I'm going to pack it out on the table. My spoons this side and my forks this side. So now, in front of the table, in front of your child, you will have your small forks and your small spoons. You can use anything. You can use crayons again. You can use a few apples and some more apples on the other side. You can use sweeties. You can use macaroni pieces. Anything that you've got at home. So now we've got our forks on one side. We've got our spoons on the other side. Now you will ask your child, please show me between the spoons and the forks in front of you, where's only a few and where's many. And then your child has to be able to distinguish between many and few by saying, there's many forks over here. Why? Let's count the forks. Let's find out how many they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's many forks over here. And then your child has to be able to point out there's only a few spoons over here. Why? Let's count the spoons. There's 1, 2, 3 spoons over here. So we've got many forks and we've got only a few spoons. Now we can pack the concrete objects away, and now we will look at our worksheet, many and few. They say count the pictures and trace how many there are. So in front of you can see this looks like a dog cage. Let's count how many dog cages there are. 1, 2, 3. Show me 3 with your fingers. There you are. Let's trace the number 3 then. We've got 3 dog cages. Then your child can use another color. Let's count how many faces of a doggy we can see. Yeah, how many dog faces we can see. 1, 2. Yes, that is correct. Let's show 2 with our fingers. 2. Let's trace the number 2 like that. Then they say here, count the pictures and tick the block with only a few. How many cat faces can we see here? 1. How many dogs can we see here in the bottom line? 1, 2. But remember, we have to tick the block with only a few. And a few means not a lot. So remember we said we can see one face of a cat and we can see two dogs. So which block are we going to tick? We will tick the block next to, in the corresponding line with the face of the cat, because this is the block with only a few. Then at the bottom of your page, count the pictures and trace how many there are. And count the pictures and tick the block with only a few. So now we are going to count the cats that we can see in the first line. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's trace the number 4. And then in the bottom line, let's quickly see how many cats do we have in the bottom line. 1, 2, 3. So remember, what do we have to do? We have to tick the block with only a few. In the first line, we've got 4 cats. And in the second line, we've got 3 cats. So which one is only a few? Yes, it is the second line. So we are going to tick this block. Parents, now your child can color the pictures nicely on this worksheet, and then he or she will be done with worksheet 8. Let's proceed to do worksheet 9. Parents, we are busy now with worksheet 9, the symmetry worksheet. As you can see, they say there, draw the other half of the boy's face. Before your child can do this, it will be advisable and it will be the best to take your boy or girl to stand in front of a full-length mirror. Show your child the following. Show him or her that his or her nose is in the center of his or her face. Ask him or her questions like, how many eyes do you have? Yes, you've got 2. Look, your other eye is on the other side of your face. How many ears do you have? Yes, you've got 2. It is on the other side of your head. How many arms do you have? Yes, 2. It's on the other side of your body. I always try to explain in class to the learners that your body, your nose, an imaginary line can be drawn right across your face. Your nose will be the center. If your child still doesn't understand then this concept that your body has 2 different sides making one whole body, then it will be best to take an A4 page, hold it in the portrait position, help your child to recognize that this A4 page is a rectangle. When you fold your A4 page in half, you will have 2 small rectangles. When you open it, you will see that there is again an imaginary line. Well, you will be able to see the line. You can also draw a line in through the half of the page to show your child that there is 2 small rectangles next to each other, which will make up one big rectangle. I'm quickly going to fold a paper so that you can see. This is an A4 page that I'm folding in half, and then when I open it, there will be an imaginary line. See, so that you can show your child 2 small rectangles make up one big rectangle, one A4 page. Parents, then your child can use a black retractable crayon to draw the other half of the boy's face. I've done mine already, just the way they see it. Remember to remind them Yes, the boy has got one eye on one half of his face. Let's draw the other eye on the other half. The one part of his nose is on the one side. Let's draw the other side. See, half of the boy's mouth is on the one side. Let's draw the other side. When your child is done drawing the face, he or she can color the boy as well. When your child has completed the worksheet, it will look more or less like mine. Remember, each attempt has to be praised. Even if your child's face that he or she has drawn, the other half, doesn't look exactly like the other half on this page, it is fine. Praise him or her because he or she tried. And please remember to explain the symmetry concept in front of the mirror or with an A4 page before attempting to do this worksheet. We are now done with worksheet 9. We will proceed now to do worksheet 10. Worksheet 10 is our count, color and graph worksheet. Now as you can see, I've already done mine. First and foremost, when your child starts with the worksheet, let's first find out how many balls is in the block in front of you. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 balls. Now your child can use any color and actually color 4 blocks next to the block with the 4 balls. Then we will proceed and we will find out how many toy cars is in the next block. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, your child can then use any color and actually color 7 blocks next to the 7 toy cars. Let's look at the middle of the page. Let's find out how many cats we can see. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 cats. So your child has to take another colored retractable crayon and actually color 6 blocks. Let's find out how many hands there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now your child has to take another colored retractable crayon and actually color 5 blocks next to it. Let's look at the picture at the bottom. This is penguins. We can see we've got 3 penguins here. So your child has to color 3 blocks with a different colored retractable crayon. And in our last block, how many boats do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now your child can use another colored retractable crayon and actually color 9 blocks at the side of the boats. After doing this, your child can color each picture in each block neatly, and then we can revise. You can ask your child how many balls in the first block, how many toy cars in the second block, how many cats in the middle block, how many hands in the other middle block, how many penguins in the bottom block, and how many sailboats in the last bottom block. Then you can also ask which block has the most, and then your child will be able to identify the block at the top with the toy cars. That has the second most, but the one that actually has the most is the block at the bottom with the sailboats. Why? Because there's 9 sailboats. In the block with the toy cars, we've only got 7. So this block has the second most, but the block with the sailboats have the most. We are now done with worksheet 10. We will do our last worksheet now, which is worksheet 11. Before your child can do the pattern worksheet, it will be best to first make a pattern with concrete objects again. So I've got spoons and I've got forks. So I'm first going to take out 2 forks and a spoon. And then again 2 forks and a spoon. And then you and your child, you have to look at the pattern closely. What can we see? A fork, a spoon. Then it repeats itself. A fork, and a spoon. Now continue with this pattern. Then your child has to be able to know what comes next. A fork, and a spoon. Parents, please keep in mind that you can use any items that you've got at home. Sweeties with different colored papers, wrapping with different colored wrapping at the outside. You can use crayons, you can use cookies, you can use pieces of macaroni, you can even use fruit. Anything that you've got at home. So we've done patterns now with concrete objects. Now we will look at our worksheet again. Let's look at our first pattern, the first line. We've got a circle, a triangle, a circle. Now you have to ask your child which shape comes next. Then your child has to be able to say and identify a triangle, and then a circle, and then a triangle. Circle, triangle, circle. After completing this line, your child can then color each circle in the pattern dark blue and each triangle in the pattern red. Let's look at our next line now again. So, we've got a triangle, a circle. Now you have to ask your child which shape comes next. Then your child has to be able to say triangle, triangle, circle. And then again, triangle, triangle, circle. And then your child can color each triangle in the line purple and each circle in the line pink. Our third line is a line with a different pattern. We can see a minus and a plus. Before your child can attempt to do this, he or she first has to identify what they can see. Minus, plus, minus, plus. Which one is going to come next? Remember, this pattern repeats itself. Minus, plus, minus, plus. And then your child will be done with the pattern in line 3. Parents, when looking at the 4th line, you will see the following pattern. 1 plus 1 equals. So this is a pattern as well as a sum. It will be a good idea to let your child do this first concretely. The sum now with his or her fingers. You will say, please hold up one finger with your left hand. Please hold up another finger with your right hand. How many fingers are you holding up now? You are holding up 2 fingers. Yes, that's correct. Now we can proceed in completing the pattern. Remember, actually it is a pattern, but it can also be a sum. So we've got 1 plus 1 equals. Now you're going to ask your child, which one will come next? 1 plus, and then 1 equals. Well done. Now we have to repeat our pattern again. Which one will come next? 1 plus 1 equals. Well done. Now we are done with the pattern in line 4. It will look like this. Then our last pattern at the bottom, we can see that it is a numeric pattern. It will be good to first ask your child to identify the numbers that he or she can see. What number is this? This is number 1. What number is this? This is number 2. What number is this? This is number 3. What number is this? This is number 4. Which number will come next? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. Now we have to repeat it again. Which number will come next? 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Now we are done with the pattern in the last line. Parents, thanks for joining us. I hope this video helped you and your child now to understand this week's work better. And good luck for the rest of the week. I hope you've got a good week ahead of you.